Okay, back into Primal. Let's see what purple power can do for us. We saw a little bit of what it did for an enemy. It can be kind of hard to parse what exactly the wraiths are able to do. But it involves speeding up and slowing down time. We had a little tooltip that also said we can slow down time now, which means we can turn the screen purple. But things around us move more slowly while the screen is purple. And there's a combat application as well. That's what we saw the enemies performing. But it was really unclear what exactly the enemy was doing while we were fighting her. And her pathing was so bad it didn't matter. And I keep bringing up that this game came out in 2003, and saying that I'm going to say more about it, and then not actually doing so. I'd hate to make a habit out of that. Let's solve a puzzle with our new wraith powers.
Don't just stand there. This thing weighs a ton.
Pull the switch. Too slow. That gate. It pops up and then it closes immediately. Unless you move at super speed because you're a wraith now.
Don't just stand there. This thing weighs a ton.
So as soon as the gate opens up, we blaze through. And then it slams down behind us. And poor one-eared Scree is stuck on the other side forever. We broke up. Pissed him off. We maimed him. Humiliated him. Now we're split up. And now we're a fish. So that is what it's like to solve a puzzle as a wraith. But there's all sorts of new combat options as well. Basically, every single combat animation is completely different than what we saw with all the other characters. That'll be fun to explore. Okay, what I keep getting at when I say this game came out in 2003 is it's not the only game for the PS2 made by this developer that came out in the year 2003, which is baffling to me. But this dev also put out a game called Ghost Hunter in the same year. This game came out in March of 2003, I believe. And Ghost Hunter came out in November of 2003, thereabouts. So a very, very short period of time between this game and Ghost Hunter. And apparently Ghost Hunter is the much lesser of the two games because they did not give it enough time to cook and marinate. But I'm not disinterested in Ghost Hunter. Seems like a cool game. The reason I was thinking of it is because I was also talking about Medieval, made by this development team. And that good stuff. I'm gonna get my wraith powers back. What little are available. I don't think there was any power fountains by any of the previous teleporter gates that we've seen. Fish again. At least they're not making us take damage when we turn into a fish. They're giving us shallow water to transform, so we don't automatically lose some of our energy. This is the flooded dungeon, and it is going to represent a surprisingly large segment of the overall Wraith adventure. We are actually going to spend a lot of time navigating this dungeon and solving puzzles in here. That's not a bad thing. But I do hope you like this general prison aesthetic. Fortunately, the back and forth between fish and non-fish forms doesn't last much longer. I think this is the last or second to last time we have to do it in this level. And I will be happy to put that behind us. Stumbled upon this light beam being cast down into the water, which is a good indicator of where we need to go. I don't know where the light's coming from. Yeah, it's like being generated just above the water and shooting down, saying, "Go here now." I appreciate it. It's so easy to get lost in this game. Like I said, my blind run, I rented the game more than once. Never, ever made it out of the first level. Only made it about halfway through the first level. Sometimes what they expect you to do can be a little obtuse. Like noticing that the one bar is missing from these prison cells. Pretty much all the puzzles I got stuck on weren't puzzles at all. They were just touch every part of the environment and find the one spot that you're allowed to creep through for progress' sake. But that's the reason I do practice runs. Because I often get myself stuck. And every single time, I'm not like, that was an impressive puzzle. No wonder I was stuck. It's always, that just made me feel really dumb. This really, though, is the reason that I never played adventure games, like the point-and-click adventure games. This is very much in the style of point-and-click adventure games, where the whole gameplay is just do what the developer expected. It's not what you expected. It's not what anyone would really reasonably expect, but it's what the developer expected. And those are the puzzles. That's what gates your progress at all times. And it's a style of gameplay. It's never been one that appealed to me, but I kind of like it here. Don't exactly love it, but it has its charms. The old point-and-click adventure style is dead, but putting it stealthily into an action-adventure like this is interesting. It's one of the things I like about this game. So, we got our team here. Scree did not follow Jen properly, but there we go. Sometimes the water's a little too deep for Scree. But this is where the fact that we can climb basically every wall in the level comes into play. There's a small break in the platform up there that you can't see. There it is. Scree is close to the ground and the camera has collision. So you can only tilt the camera up so much when you're Scree. Jen can tilt it up much further. So we could climb up there. Or up there. And there's no clear indication of which is which. But ultimately we want to get up there. That archway. And I am very frustrated by the solution to this. You know what? Let's go the other way. I gotta show you how silly this is. So you can just pick this side. There's no indication of which one is the right one. Head on up. Note, of course, Scree's in-game model is missing an ear and will be for the remainder of the game. That stays consistent. Also gonna need lodestones. I think we currently have enough. The whole lodestone thing doesn't work. because you require lodestones to solve puzzles. So if you go to a place where you are required to use a lodestone, and you don't have enough, and they don't give you enough in the area, all you have to do is, like, backtrack for miles and miles and miles until you stumble upon one that you skipped. And you always need 5. Usually in the vicinity of an area where you need one, they'll give you a couple, but not 5. So, we found the problem. Scree can climb up here. But Jen is stuck down there. This is a problem we have solved before, because Scree has a rope on his belt. Scree will not use his rope. There's no hotspot. You're not allowed to use the rope here. Why can't you use the rope here? Game's not going to tell you. Just not permitted. Instead, we have to solve, by far, the most complicated and involved puzzle in the game thus far. A real puzzle. And kind of a good puzzle. But a totally unnecessary puzzle. We have a rope, and Scree can get to where we need to go. No problem. It is not permitted. The game says no. And so, we cross the room. We climb the other side. We go all the way around to where we need to go. Notice there are, like, tracks up here and busted cages all over the place. That's the puzzle. But how do we manipulate the cages? All these switches. To what end do we wish to manipulate the cages? Well, nothing happens. Nope. Bad screen. There we go. It's a crane game. There. That's as low as it'll go. And we can sort of line it up with the collapsed cage right over there. Right over Jen's head, so let's not drop it another spot. It cannot be dropped another spot, but it did go right through Jen's head. And can continue to go through Jen's head. Check that out. Nothing up top. Roll Jen. So now the puzzle might be becoming clear. We need to carry Jen on this cage. Carry her where? That's as high as she'll go. That's as far back as she'll go. That is not a spot where Jen can jump onto the platform where Scree currently is. It should be. It's really close. Jen has made bigger jumps than that, but it's not. So, instead of that, we'll move this cage over. Those are aligned. Now we can hop on that one. Up. Didn't want to do that, but that's maybe okay. Let's see how this other cage works. There it is. It's underneath the platform here. We gotta move it forward a few times. That's as far forward as it'll go. Perfect. Thus, we must move this one back. And here we go. We're aligned with the platform that Scree's on. We could jump right over there. Jen won't do it. Not permitted. So, we gotta drop the one that I'm on down a spot, I think. Because the drop is too far right now. Not that way. Not that way. I lift this one. Looks like I have lifted that one. Yeah, they're touching now. So Jen will drop down. Basically, we have to traverse every single one of the cages. As Jen. Escorted by Scree. And at this point, we are in a position where Jen could very easily climb to a platform that would get us there faster. She refuses to do it. She's climbed enough. Up, other way. Perspective is a little difficult to parse at this point, but these are aligned. Didn't look like it from up above. Pretty sure this is the one Jen's on. Let's just send it way up. High as it'll go, which is there. Bring this one over. I think they're aligned, yep. This is actually approximately as efficient as it can be done. Whoosh. Close one, Jen almost leapt off. I'm pretty sure that's impossible. To actually fail the jump, because the jump is scripted. This one has a broken stick, which is the one that Jen's on right now. So we gotta bring the next one over to her. Believe it's there. Looks about right. So not a hard puzzle, but a very long puzzle. So many animations you gotta go through. And it's all trial and error. There's no indication of how much a thing can move. Like, this one can't move back anymore, and it's not going to tell us why. There's nothing on the track blocking it. Why can it not move another slot? Who knows? So we're on the final of the cages. Push it forward. Push it all the way forward. That's as far as it'll go. Very good. Jen is on the upper platform. Then we sidle across. And now we are exactly where we could have been if Scree had felt like using the rope instead of playing with the puzzle switches for so long. And, worst of all, we're not allowed to jump onto that wall from here. This is one of the only textures in the entire level that we cannot climb. So, we go all the way back, climb all the way down, cross the room, climb all the way back up. This is the bridge too far in my book. I like this puzzle. I hate that it's unnecessary, but I like the puzzle itself. I just wish they had done more to justify it. Which literally all they would have had to do would have been to, like, put a little barrier in front of the archway. Because then Scree wouldn't have been able to drop the rope. There would have been the barrier in the way. Might have made it a little harder to find where you need to go, but just make it make sense. Making it so that you have to climb across the room multiple times, that is unnecessary busy work. There's no puzzle involved there. just a time waster, and that is the part I don't like. It's a very small time waster, but come on. Do you not value my time, video game? Right now, I kind of want Jen not to follow me. But I think she's going to follow me, because she's kind of tenacious. But there's combat over here. And Jen is at pretty low HP. I think the Wraith is at pretty much full HP, though. So maybe we're fine. Let's be a Wraith for the first time in combat. Finally. We've earned it. Stuck around for quite a while at this point. So the circle button now has a functionality in combat. It allows us to warp. A short distance, it costs no energy to do so. We are much faster than our enemies now. And we can use that ability to warp. Unfortunately, our attacks are very slow. They're pretty powerful. We have like a glow stick in our left hand, and like a long wiggly light fixture in our right hand. And the whip does a lot of damage. The whip is very powerful. But it's very slow. I do wish the attack animations were a lot faster. But even still, our damage output has gone through the roof. We can kill vampires a lot quicker. And from a much safer distance. That's how far away we can reach. It's a little hard to figure out how to do the alternate animations. I think it's like short right, long right. Yeah. But the little dagger does not combo well with the whip. I haven't found any combos that lead from dagger to whip. That was just a combo that led from dagger to whip, but it was nothing special. You're not going to believe me, but I assure you that battle would have took a lot longer in Fair Eye form. So, Scree has himself a energy fountain. And now we need it. And with Scree filled up, we can fill up all of our other personas. With a needlessly lengthy animation. I mean, it's for combat purposes. This is so that in the middle of a fight, you technically cannot refill your health. We've seen that you still can, and often it is very important to do so. But one of the ways they attempted to increase the difficulty of the combat in this game was to make it so that you aren't supposed to be able to heal while fighting. Easy enough to manipulate it, though. So, that fight was technically necessary, I believe. Think we can lift this gate?
It is not budget.
Never mind. That's right. In the opposite corner, there's a switch. A teammate switch.
Scree, could you give me some help here?
And switch doors require time to be slowed down. They will slam right in your face. But when time is slowed down, you have all the time in the world. Hey, Scree even squeezed through. Never seen that happen before. Scree has wraith powers as well. Took quite a lot of them. But there is an energy blob. Assume it went into Scree's body. This is how you're supposed to get Scree over here, but he kept up with me. Against all odds.
What's in there, Scree?
That's the torture chamber, I'd say. Last place we want to find ourselves.
I don't know. Sounds like the place to be. Let's check it out. Ew, nasty. But it's weird, there's nobody here.
Oh, listen to her. You lose your head and you're nobody all of a sudden.
You are nobody, you skewered head fop.
Better a fop than be born in a sewer.
We're all equal now, though, aren't we, your ladyship?
You reek, Assi. You reek.
If your lot hadn't ripped my arms off, I'd fill that big mouth of yours with a fist!
Quiet, everyone, quiet. Why are you here?
Guards! Guards, intruders! We have intruders in here!
You bastard. Now they'll end up like us, you idiot.
Here's how they got their M rating. Barely. Hilarious talking heads. Brought to us by some kind of psycho killer. Jessica say? I mean, they do speak French, so seemed appropriate. But yeah, it's grisly and it's kind of cool. I like the severed heads. I don't like that they tattled on us. But we'll just kill these guards. Let's see if I can figure out the combos. Yeah, that's a good combo. The dagger and then into the whip. The wraiths can dodge our attacks instantaneously, same as we can do to them. But I don't do that because I don't like dodging. So I'm really not going to bother with that. The red ones are pretty weak. The ones with the black armor seem to be even weaker, maybe. But there are also ones with shining white armor. They have tremendous amounts of HP. Also, our kill animation is so long. So excruciatingly long. The Wraith is like the most indulgent of the characters, which is really saying something. They really could have done some more grisly, brutal stuff with these whip animations. But this is basically the boss that we fought earlier. I think her damage output is a little lower, but her health pool is the same. Maybe even a little higher. Yeah, these are the same attacks I was doing to the black armor guards. And they were dealing like half their HP. Here it's barely noticeable. This is a tough opponent. And we're going to be fighting a lot of them. Just keep on whipping. You can keep them stun locked. So it's going to be a slow fight, but not an especially hard fight usually. Guess she can't get near me. The hell's she going to do about it? Stay at a distance and die brutally.
Oh, that was fantastic. You killed him.
He was one of the worst.
Used to love the rack, didn't he?
Oh, yes. With him, it was always rack, rackety rack.
She says, thanks. He cut her tongue out.
Fish is busted.
You'd better hurry. Get away while you can.
Hey, guys! Listen, do any of you know anything about the blood sacrifices? Where that happens?
Nobody say a word. These are traitors. Will you be quiet, fop?
They've cut your head off, Monseigneur, remember? We're not on the Count's side anymore.
None of us were blood sacrifices. They're kept elsewhere.
I do know Count Raum has a machine somewhere in the chateau. It turns Elot blood into a sort of elixir. It told me it could never be defeated unless that machine were destroyed.
And then he chopped your head off. Ha!
It was the Countess that removed my topmost point. Dang brats.
What's the difference between a room full of aristocrats and a bucket of manure?
Well, we'd better be going now. Come on, Jen.
Thank you. Good luck.
So glad they didn't let that joke have a punchline. Maybe that was the punchline. There is no difference. Aristocrats are shit. And we had precisely enough of their shtick. It was amusing. It was reaching its limit. Now, let's steal the key. From the guard. The especially sadistic guard. They make it all shiny. It can still be hard to miss. Especially because they teleport you away from the fight point. To play that cutscene. Where the heads argue some more. But we need that key. Because this door's locked. Not anymore. Just gotta push on it for a minute straight. Then it'll pop right open. And all is well. We got stones. I imagine Scree's gonna try and break those.
They murdered my family. We share an enemy, stranger.
That's more like it. One quick sentence. We got a guy ready to fight with us. That's all we need to know. I like the writing, characterization and all that. Not every character needs 5 pages of script that they get to rattle off. This guy sucks with a sword. He hasn't even attempted to fight the wraiths. And we got 3 of the white armor creatures. Now he's kicking the ass of that red armor guard. And he can probably take him. With close quarters here, since I got this guard locked in the corner, I'll just keep stabbing. I got parried. Now to execute for a long time. The stabs at the end are unnecessary. There's so many stabs. But you gotta watch them all every time. There are at least 2 kill animations. But they're both very long, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that one's a little faster. Because there's only 2 stabs at the end, and she doesn't use the whip. Grip the victim. Get on either side, and we can sort of combo. Down you go. Now, of course, once they get drained of HP, you gotta kill them really quick. So they're health regenerates preposterously fast. But yeah, he's better than a sword than he previously appeared. This desiccated zombie man. But he speaks like the aristocracy. He's not part of the race that was hiding underneath the floorboards back in the wine cellar. Because there are two different species that live in this divided chaos town. Oh, hello. Another guard. A lot of HP. Looks like a Power Ranger. Or like a torture chamber Power Ranger. The Bondage Ranger. Yeah, they can only block one of us. Which is good. Because there are two of us. Works for me. Scree.
Come on, move it, damn it.
Stop draining that corpse and help me out. Zombie's not gonna help me. Should probably top off my HP again.
No.
Sass back at me. Check the barrels. There's probably more energy in one of them. Nope. Worthless barrels. Yellow flame. Usually that indicates health refills. Yeah, an energy fountain. Energy fountains usually mean you're in for a tough fight. So here's a full heal.
No.
All my energy is maxed out, though. That's good. People caged up and miserable from lifetimes of torture. Because they apparently can't die. They've had their heads chopped off and they're perfectly fine. Just this species cannot die. Once they start drinking blood, they become immortal. Let's head on into the basement. Distant screams in the soundtrack, I appreciate that. And if you pay very close attention, the guard with the silver armor has a key ring on their belt. So they must die. The thing about the wraith animations being so indulgent is they're very slow. And this makes it incredibly hard to time your combos. With the Fair Eye, I would just hit one attack, and then if I knew there was a combo that I could work into, I would immediately hit the second attack, and the combo would go off. But with the Wraith, I need to wait until a specific point in the first animation before I start the second input. Otherwise, nothing happens, and it just sort of stands there after the first animation ends. That's what keeps happening. I'm like stabbing with the dagger, and then I'm trying to do the whip into the combo there. I'm not getting anything. And this also goes for enemies, because you have to time it specifically to get a parry. Parrying the wraiths is very difficult, I find. I haven't done it once yet. And I don't expect to do it. Got a key.
No.
Charge up with purple. Steal the grape juice from our one-eared friend who has wings. Scree definitely can't fly, but he's got wings. Hey, a lodestone.
Ah, let me get that.
Better. Get the... Ugh, I hate you, Scree. Making me do everything manually. You can see other wraiths moving around in the distant other side. I can't tell if it's that other wraith's keychain that's jangling or if the keychain that we just stole is jangling in our pocket. One way or another, there is a jangling keychain sound effect. Yeah, I think it's the fact that we have a keychain now. Means the game is telling us you have a keychain. But we've got the keychain. We don't need to fight this guard. I would rather not have to fight this guard. And we're free. You suck at guarding. Get a new job. Basically, this area is symmetrical, and you can go to either side and fight either guard in the basement, and you'll get keys to unlock either door. And they both lead to this spot. This spot, sort of crumbling in the middle here. I've never had this guard follow me so tenaciously. I think I am gonna have to kill the guard. Not happy about that. But we'll use teamwork to perform a murder. There's a parry. As usual, the silver armor guards will parry just about everything. I guess I'll try dodging since the guard insists on it. They really could have done a lot more with time stop powers, though. They just make you slightly better at dodging. Devil May Cry certainly did. Why isn't this game Devil May Cry? Why isn't every game Devil May Cry? I constantly ask myself. But alas. Gotta move on. And we know Scree needs 5 lodestones. He's all wavely with yellow power. We can possess this statue. But first, we need to actually select the other option to get the lodestone, because it is too close to the statue. The statue prompt overrides the lodestone. And it is the 5th lodestone that I need, so gotta do this all manually. Now, for some reason, Scree can usually make a statue just get up and walk. Not this one. This one we have to tip. Gradually knock it over. About here. That should do it. It's kind of neat. I'm fine with that. Hey, I'm less fine with this. A bunch of guards. Think? No, my health is nowhere near topped off. That's my own fault. I'm probably not gonna die, even though there's so many wraiths here. Let's kill the red one first. I can kill her really fast. I say her, because they have clearly female voice actors. But the cutscene said him. Who am I to judge? Wraith gender presentation. Just a knee-jerk reaction, not me attempting to make any comment on their gender. We'll kill them all the same. What do I care? Jen is an equal opportunity murderer when it comes to weird, aggressive monsters and their terrible class politics. Maybe that's the difference in a Chaos realm In the Order realms, most of the people are good. But here in the Chaos realms, everybody is evil. You just have to decide which team seems the least evil and help them to the best of our ability. Whip our way to safety. And the safety of, I guess, our zombie friend and the other guy from the guillotine who got kidnapped. I don't know why they didn't just execute him outright at the guillotine. But they wanted to take him over to the Count and Countess to be drained there.
No.
Yes. You refill your HP, and then we go fight the shield guards. It takes a lot longer to refill our HP as the Wraith, because the Wraith has a much higher maximum HP. I prefer they just made it, like, refill quickly. As quickly as the Farai. But they didn't. Nice work, zombie. Ooh, that was brutal. Okay, yeah, this is a black armor guard. Looked like a silver armor. But no, it is dying very quickly. And ready to die. Censored. Finish him. Stab his knees till he is no more. There. That's my guy. Zombie helping me out. Unfortunately, there's a delay after you dodge. You cannot attack again. So I can't use that to warp around to the other side of the shield. It is only half a shield, so it's not defending him particularly well. Some of our attacks still get through. Which is a good deal for me. Makes them worse guards than the Farai, though. And dead. Dead. There. Enough of the bloodlust. Maybe being a wraith makes Jen extra murderous.
Just stand there. This thing weighs a ton.
So she has to knock someone down, then stab and stab and stab. Just to be satisfied.
You are on your own from here.
Okay. A fond farewell from the guy who never introduced himself. Man, a few words. I appreciate it. Like I said, not everyone needs to recite a novel anytime we meet them. That guy certainly doesn't.
Jen, how many more times? Take care. We'll be no help to anyone if we're captured.
You're just losing your nerve, Rocky boy. Get a grip.
Nimet!
Ah!
Well. Having a nice look around the chateau, are we, my pretty?
Get these bitches off me.
Oh, good. A low pain threshold, how refreshing. Now, perhaps I can show you the more private parts of my home.
Oh, Jen.
Get these bitches off me, you damn dirty wraith. So that's a logical stopping point, but we can't leave Jen in the hands of a guy who appears to be a pervert, threatening to show Jen his private parts. Unacceptable. Let's go after her for now in this mansion that is raining inside. But clearly that was the end of the sewer level. The dungeon level. I told you we'd be there for a long time. We're free of it and into the mansion level. It's a good excuse to split up the characters. Like, that's a good heightening of stakes. But yeah, it was really embarrassing that Jen just stumbled head first and was immediately captured. Scree, pretty nonplussed about it. When the Watcher got kidnapped, he was just like, whatever, get over it. We'll try and save him, I guess. Jen gets kidnapped right in front of him. His only reaction is, oh, Jen, you goofball. I told you not to get kidnapped, and then he got kidnapped. What am I gonna do with you? Well, let's try and save her, is what we're gonna do. I mean, they gave me the opportunity to refill my energy, so obviously I'm gonna meet with her again at some point. Otherwise, my energy would have no use. Could read a lecture, but Scree has chosen not to.
Have you lost something, little one? Raum likes to play with his new toys up in his tower.
Gross. Getting even creepier with Raum here. Probably make haste in the rescue of Jen. Or for all we know, Jen has already killed him. Does tend to murder just about everyone she meets. This guy's head got, like, smashed at some point. Like an elongated alien head. Maybe they all have elongated alien heads and we just haven't had a clear look at them. Another resurrection crystal. Never have enough of these. Even though I avoid using them to the best of my ability. Gigantic portraits that are probably not nearly as pretty up close. Let's see. It's our pseudo first-person view, which is very, very twitchy. Look at the skeleton on the shore. And this super out-of-place statue of Raum needs to be moved back in place. Cracks open a secret bookcase door, which is perfectly Scree-sized. Why does it exist? And why is it so easy to find with a statue that's just in the middle of a hallway? Winchester Mansion, this ain't. There's a million chests in here because this is Decadence Central. And most of them are empty. Because Decadence is false. And empty. And a lie. Through the ventilation system. On our stealth mission. Into the Hall of Samurai Armor. I think one of these has another resurrection crystal. Ooh, and a lodestone. Probably gonna need more of those eventually. Like I said, if you come across a statue that you need to animate and you don't have enough lodestones, just start the game from scratch. Because what else are you gonna do? You've missed too much. It's game over.
Oh my god! Go, Scree, go!
Hell yeah, more cheerleaders, please. Let me know I'm on the right track. Keeping my head in the game.
La 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 la.
What are you doing? dancing, Mother. You are not dancing, Elot Face. You are spinning around like a fat little pig. Why?
I like to dance.
And I like to thrash and bite you, but I don't do it in the ballroom.
You did last week.
Don't answer back! Go to your room before I tell your father.
No, don't tell him! Please don't tell him!
Stop sniveling! You're not a helot!
I hate you!
Well, you're a good little wraith then, at least.
I wish you were dead!
Of course you do. That's my girl. We've brought you up properly. Now get to your room!
Please, Mother. Please, can I come to the ball tonight, please?
No.
Why not?
Because you are unsightly. Everybody hates you, you cannot dance, and I wish you had never been born.
I can dance! I can dance! I hate you! I hate everything!
Honestly. Children.
That was legitimately disturbing. Little look at familial abuse, racism, and dancing with dead rats. In this deeply screwed up culture we've stumbled into. Horrific, aristocratic monsters. Well, better save Jen quick. They might dance with her next. Well, here's the ballroom. We're leaving the ballroom.
With those guards around, I'm not going any further without Jen.
Aha, looks like Jen will be dancing in the ballroom soon enough. Violence dancing. Oh, we gotta save her first. So... sticking on the upper level. Out of fear. I think maybe the most disturbing thing about that last cutscene was the tone. Because it was played comedically. But it was terrifying to behold, and the implications were terrifying. And that's like really hard hitting. You don't expect it. It catches you off guard. When you see like the goofy music and all that played parallel to such weird imagery. Lynchian in a way. It's funny, but it hurts your soul and your brain. So this can be a pain in the ass to find. But admittedly, in my blind run, I found it pretty quickly. So maybe not. Good thing I found it, though. So we need to climb up this gutter, this gigantic gutter, in this permanently raining land. I like the rain. I love the snow level. I've never seen a rain level in a video game before, but I like it a lot. I might be a fan of rain. IRL as well. But it gets us into a new part of the manor. There's no indication if we want to go up or down. But correct answer is up. So up is the longer way. That might be a tarot card. I've opened a lot of chests and there haven't been any tarot cards in a bit of a while. It's a nothing. How about you? Mimic? Sooner or later, one of these is going to be a mimic. We got to go all the way around the spiral staircase. It's a bit of a slog. A hilarious slog. This game insists on being very slow-paced. Intentionally. There's room for slow-paced games in the world. Hey, we found the laboratory. And the giant Iron Maiden device. With Jen inside.
Jen, is that you?
Hey, Rocky. Am I glad to see you?
Are you okay?
You ever flown coach?
But he hasn't harmed you?
Apart from locking me in a box full of spikes and blades where the slightest movement draws blood, no, he's been the perfect host.
Right, okay. Try to keep still.
Hey, thanks, Scree. I hadn't thought of that.
Sorry. Did he... I mean, he brought you straight up here, did he? He hasn't...
He hasn't touched me, Scree. I think he was saving me for later, but thanks for the concern. No, he suddenly got carried away about my vambrace. He took him away, locked me up in there. Okay. Now I'm gonna get those vambrace and kick the crap out of him.
Slowly now, Jen.
See if he's still smooth-talking with one of those spikes stuck up his...
Ether is a bad place, Jen. You'll have your revenge. He may be a vampire, sadist, and mass murderer, but he's also quite a scientist by the look of things.
Oh, well, let's just shake him by the hand and swap journals, shall we?
I'm just saying. Locked.
Yeah, I saw him lock it.
We must get this open. But if Raum still has the key on him, we're in trouble.
Gem on the roof. Good to know. Is vambrace one of those words that is the same singular as plural? I didn't know that. But, yeah, we're no longer on the cliffhanger where Jen might be in the hands of a pervert for who knows how long and who knows what purpose. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Scree just sneezed, which should be impossible. He's made of stone. But only Scree is allowed to climb this ladder, I just learned. And there we go. So, yeah, I didn't want to leave it on that cliffhanger. But we're leaving it on a different cliffhanger. Our team is all together, but Jen has no vambrace, and thus cannot transform. What will she do without her superpowers? Find out next time on another exciting episode of Primal. That was a good segue, but I need to vamp a little more as we get back to the title screen once this saving is concluded. More Primal will be coming up this Friday. See you then, if you're as invested in this ongoing tale of horror that it has suddenly become the way that I am. Thanks as always for joining me, and have a good one.